Okay, so recording has started. So hi everyone. I realized my profile is showing as OG Token Official instead of my usual profile. Sorry, I don't know why it does that always. It's Joey here, and today we have Captain Miller from AirCentralStation. He's smiling, caught me off guard. So we have the team here who will share with us, what their project do. They are our new partners. Actually, they've been doing this for some time now. They have a lot of plans. I have a lot of questions for sure. And, I've been following closely and their concept is not easy. So, guys, keep your eyes peeled. If you have questions, don't be afraid to ask in the chat or later on when we open up the mic. Okay? Okay. So I'll leave the floor up to you. And you can share a little bit perhaps about yourself or the team or the project before we get into some questions.
Hi, how you guys doing? My name's Richard Miller. We're a project started out of necessity. After watching a few of the projects that me and some of the other owners and the management team that we're involved in, we saw a lot of the same things, and we saw this months ago coming. Of course, we didn't realize it would get to the point to where it is today. Now today, even good projects with millions of dollars of advertisement, they can't seem to hold on to the grip. Everyone's dropping them. Everybody's, taking that quick profit and leaving and not giving the companies any time for growth. And, we were actually in a bad one where the plan was laid out horribly wrong. We were told, this was going to happen. It didn't happen. And then when we started asking for the tough questions, we were either, banned from the community or it was said, oh, that's not my job. So, and what I'm talking about is the rug pulls, the quick higher taxes and things like that as people were exiting projects. We don't believe in any of that, and we've actually showed that we don't believe in any of that. We have had a bumpy road. There has been some things that have come out and on our side that have been challenges for us. Things that were supposed to be, we switched from a V1 to a V2, and that had some issues. And the holders that we have been amazing. They stuck with us, and they're continuing to grow. So that's kind of why we're here, to try to fix the space as much as possible. Now what we are doing is we were very quiet about this when we opened, and that's because we know how communities are, being community members ourselves, and everybody wants that next step to happen right now. And we didn't want to be faced with those challenges as far as trying to help the community rush through and things like that. So we're taking our time, and a lot of things weren't even public knowledge until maybe about 2 weeks ago when we started noticing that some people were starting to distance themselves, and then we had to kind of come out with the rest of the roadmap a little premature, just so people knew exactly what we were doing and where we were going. So we launched AirCentralStation, which is it is our gem of the token for the BSC. And now from that, we started the airdrop, and we had actually built the tool for something that hasn't existed before. So that was the first step, was making sure the tool operated properly, and that would be for a tiered system distribution, which is going to be very important later on down the road. So concept A was AirCentralStation, and it went smooth, and a little hiccup here or there, and we had to work on it for about a week, but afterwards testing and everything went fine, and we're ready to move on to the next step. Now we have our second utility coming out, which is just something simple. It's just a buyback token, and that will have taxes routed back into ACS also. So as we continue, and our concept is to build the Amazon of crypto, as we continue, everything will tax back into ACS. And when I say the Amazon of crypto, meaning, yes, there will be multiple tokens, there will be multiple things, but it would all be located in one place, meaning that you guys won't have to go anywhere to do NFT staking and then to another place to do your actual staking. And eventually we'll have all these things combined into one, as far as the DAO, the play to earn game, and other utilities that we have coming out in the next year. So we put a year timeline on this, because eventually we'll end up with our launch pad and everything like that, and really be able to become liquidity providers for these smaller tokens coming in. And that's what we're really after, is just to help a community and put everything in one place.
Wow. So I know that you've laid out like first three steps in a way up to next year, what you'll be doing. So one thing that I think definitely is something that we've discussed a lot in the background is about airdrops. And I know that you've been doing that actively. I know that it's not an easy job, and what you're trying to do is actually very different. So what was the idea behind starting that first, and then the buyback token, and on the next step?
Okay, so yeah, so the reason we started that first is like I said, we had to get the tier distribution done, and the reason really all lays back to, as we complete these steps, there'll be small processes. We're creating technology that really hasn't been done before, and working our way towards one of the better tokens that we'll be putting out, or one of the better reward tokens, I'm sorry, that we'll be putting out, which, as Don likes to call it, don't look back, because we believe after we drop that token that things will be completely different, and we will change the face of the way that rewards tokens are made. So out these things, we're creating concepts that haven't existed before, and it's all to build towards one token. Obviously, we're making sure things are done right, but we're doing things that haven't been done before. So it's all about patience and making sure the technology works before we wrap it all up into one and set a monster out on the chain. So we're really excited about what we're doing over here. It's just slow steps, just like everyone else.
Yeah. So I know that I asked you a few questions in the background about it because I was so excited over this whole thing. And the name is really cheeky. Don't look back. I think that's a really cool name. So I know building something that has never happened on other contracts before, especially, can be a bit scary and requires way much more testing than anyone would think of. So, if it's not intrusive to ask, what are the biggest challenges when you're trying to test for this? What are the headaches, or what are the problems in the market right now that we should move away from, that would make DLB very, very different from the others?
All right. Well, right now we actually had a plan laid out that was very bulletproof, and had some other things not come through into the market, we probably would have been launching that next, and that was our idea. DLB was supposed to be our next token. We did have some technology issues from another partner, and we're currently outsourcing either their solution or another solution of ours. But it's a very high-class piece of tech that without them, or without a similar source, which we have found two similar, so we can go ahead and we can slide that technology in. But then, as you guys know, and even the holders know, it's 90% about trust. And we felt very comfortable with the partnership that we had in place for this. And then, they had some technical difficulties, which we're really giving them time to figure it out. DLB is a multitude of brand new things coming into play, and so much to the point that when we do launch this, that it'll be ran from a dashboard, because we don't want any instant forks. We see how SafeView came out, and it was an instant fork, and now people are running that whole thing, and we don't want to do that. We want to actually come out with some good technology that can't be duplicated, until we're ready to duplicate that. Now, we're not saying we're going to hold this back from the rest of the world. Eventually someone else will come in and say, well, this makes sense and this makes sense, and they'll be able to piece it together eventually. But we plan on being pretty far ahead of that. So we actually have plenty of time to build back and forth and really help our token stand out. Now, after we get a good run at it and everything works properly and we don't have any issues, we'll focus on maybe helping some other people do the same thing as far as to help the actual chain, the Binance chain, kind of get a step ahead. So, with that being said, we're gonna DLP and as you guys will get to know us, every utility we drop, if you guys are part of the previous utility or even ACS, you guys will get an open shot at this. Like the black coal, which is our next token that's coming out tomorrow. The people that got first dibs at an increased rate. So I'm just throwing that out there. We're going to be coming out with tons of products, and they got first dibs on it. It'll be the same thing with Don't Look Back. Don't Look Back will be a very big deal. And along with our DAO, we believe those will be the two that really stand out and put some standards in the space for rewards tokens and DAO services. So, we're really excited about that stuff.
Yeah, well, just hearing it, I'm trying to like take notes and make sure that I don't leave any points out because it's not first of all, it's not an easy concept. Like, yes, I guess in high level, you've shared the benefits and all that, but I'm also thinking at the background, the front end work for the dashboard, then you have to develop the codes, then you have to test it out, and then you have to deploy for another token. That's not easy at all. And it's definitely something that will take time. But I'm glad that you guys are launching it tomorrow for one of it. So if say for example our community here, they're interested to get involved, do they still have a chance right now or is it too late?
All right, so right now, as far as the pre-sale, you can find that in our announcement page, or the private sale, I'm sorry. And what we did is we made sure our holders were able to get in first, and then we figured that was fair. The private sale is actually going right now, and you'll find that in our announcement page. If you head over to AirCentralStation, you just type in announcements, and it'll kick you right to the other room with a little link. So you guys can still get in until 12 a.m. tonight Eastern time, which means that you guys technically have another 12 hours for a 15% increase over the launch pad. Now, if that's not for you guys and you guys need something a little more stable, as far as tomorrow morning, we will be launching on the Doken launch pad for the pre-sale. So you guys can also catch it there, and there will not be a very big cap, mostly because is that we know that we're going to pump money into this token. The 8% tax will be flooded back into the token, and those tokens will be burned directly from the dashboard. So that'll be something, something maybe you guys, maybe this is your utility to get into. We know the airdrop wasn't for everybody, mostly for the reason being that it's never been properly done before, and never on a quality rate, as for the airdrop. So we understand that wasn't for everybody, and that's the reason we're coming out with several utilities. So the buyback token will be available tomorrow on Doken.
Cool. So a very quick question. I'm just trying to secure it for the elite members if they are here. Will there be whitelist spots for the pre-sale in case if they don't make it in time for the private sale? Because I think some of them are really not here. I don't see their names here.
It'll be open to everybody. The way we did it this time was for the private contribution is that you had to be whitelisted. You had to be a token holder of ACS, and that was the beginning. And now tonight, as of this video right now, there's no private sale there's no private sale whitelist anymore. It's open to everybody until we fill our quota, which isn't very big. And then after we go ahead and we get off tomorrow, off Doken, or whenever we fill our hard cap, we'll then turn around and staking will be immediately open for those tokens along with ACS again. So you guys will be able to buy your token and immediately restake and start making money as we continue to pump the chart. Now, what me and Dawn talked about is for the first week, whatever taxes are accrued through sales and purchase, we will rebuy the chart every day at different times for the next week. After that, we'll do it in two situations, one time a week or whenever we see a large amount of sell pressure. There will be no threshold for the wallet. only because we want to be able to do it randomly, and we figured that would be fun for the solid holders and the people like that, because I know everybody loves to have their bag pumped, and that's what we'll be doing. So the people that will be staking through this, no matter if people sell or whatever, there's a pretty hefty 8% tax that'll be bought back into the token. So
That's a lot. So I guess you have to detect hours where people don't know that you're buying back so that they don't pump along or dump with you. Oh, the stress.
yeah,
I can't imagine. Um, so for everyone listening here, if you guys are interested, do first of all, now I think you guys should really join the Telegram link, which I will share right now. Again, just let me send it out so that they can join. So this is very important. Join in. We will share progress for you guys as the privacy and presale go in the group so that people are aware. I think from our end, we will also keep the elite group members aware of what's going on, because we have quite a few that we're launching off with them. And I do think that, we really want you guys to stand out among the rest, because I know the amount of things that are coming, and people who are serious in investment, they should be able to see what this brings as an opportunity, because we're not talking about just a token or just a system. It's an ecosystem that eventually will self-sustain on its own in a loop. Okay, well, I have a question here from the community. Someone that asked, like, a lot of work has been done here. They are wondering how many members are there in the team.
well, last we checked, we have downsized a little bit. We have over about 20 people working outside the team, and I would say another 15 that are working on the inside at this time. We have had some issues with some of the team members, some of the developing team, and we have parted ways on that. The next thing I kind of want to explain that from a point system. It's very hard to find, first of all, people that are qualified in this space to do the things that they need to do. I myself am not qualified to do the play to earn games. A lot of the technology running around on what we're doing, I have had a finger in, but I am no specialist when it comes to certain things. And we have outsourced specialists for that have come on, and they're dedicating their time and things of the sort. So, by no means am I handling all of the 13, which is going to be our total utilities, by myself. As far as, the people on the inside of the team, the people that are helping running ideas, advertisement, pretty much bringing a whole bunch of organization to it, are actually running inside our chat. Now, as these terminals, which is what we're calling them, start coming off, you'll start seeing these devs that have been in the background. They will be on full time, handling any problems that occur for the community. So, I believe we're about maybe 40 to 45 people on the backside, developers and inner team.
I totally want to echo Richard's words right here. Not everyone in the space. First of all, I think apart from just the skills, it's also the attitude and the authenticity of why they want to be in the space. And I know that Richard's team, they are very particular about who they work with. And I think all of legit project owners would, because obviously it's not just scam that we see on projects where they rug, but internally, I think a lot of project owners suffer from members or partnerships that are really hurtful to the project. So I think right now, regardless of how many people are in the team, I do believe that you guys have already proven yourself that you're able to handle that despite the challenges, and you've been here for like this long. So I guess that was just a brief question, or maybe out of curiosity. There are other questions. I don't know if this really applies, but Alua did ask, like, what plans do ACS have to target non-crypto audience? And what models of payment should we expect? Yeah.
All right. So what we are doing is we're creating something that's simple. We actually have a group of guys that don't do this very often, that are brand new to the crypto space, and we actually have regular talks with them on figuring things out to make it easy, to make it streamlined. Now, when we switch to which will be our ACS Corp.tech site, things will be streamlined as one button pushes, and having everything in one site with an informational thing that we can start getting out into different spaces. We believe that will be how we pull the traditional non-crypto user in. Now, I know over the past, we've been alive for 3 months now, and we've been developing in the background, and making some big strides in things that didn't exist before. We have pulled quite a few people that this is their first investment, which is ACS, and we're happy to do that, and we always stay inside chat and we answer questions for new people. Now, as we continue to grow, that will pull more people, having everything in one place, and we'll start stepping out. Right now, we're kind of big on Twitter. I know we've got almost 5,000 people on Twitter. We'll start stepping out into the Facebook groups and things like that, and really bringing awareness. But we have to make sure we keep on the roadmap. So we're figuring maybe this time by the end of next month, we'll be able to start stepping off into non-crypto and kind of pulling that fishing reel in and getting them. So hopefully that answered your question.
I do think you certainly did, and I can't believe it's that quick that you guys are already targeting the non-crypto audience, because obviously a lot of projects would have parked it at the end. But this is I'm actually very excited to hear it's happening next month. I'm just shocked right now. No other questions from the chat, but I do have a little bit to check in. So I realize right now for your group, I think in the past I saw some conversations about growing different communities. Are you planning to do that? And if you are, what are the strategies? Because obviously every market can be very different. Just managing them alone can be very difficult. And obviously this will bring a lot of impact instead of just one main market. So if you could fill us a little bit about that.
All right, so we stepped out and we talked about it. I want to say beginning or mid of this month, we had a conversation about it, us and the team, and what we decided to do was that everything's going to be run inside from the Telegram. Now, as far as the terminals, if you guys go ahead and if you're in our chat and you check out our website, you can see that the Terminal B button is not available yet. Terminal C button is a metaverse game partnership that that I think they're launching either today or tomorrow. So their metaverse game will be available, and that's just kind of what we're doing. So as these terminals start coming out, you'll be able to access and buy everything from the website, as far as redirect links. So for that being the major part of how to get involved in the different terminals, for the Telegram part, we're going to do our best to run everything from one Telegram. As far as using the filter option with rows and kicking out some new options that way, so we can control and manage all the utilities that way, so we're not dedicating too much time in one place or the next place. So everything will be pulled into the one Telegram, and then everything will be operated from one website.
Okay, cool. So I'm seeing Luna typing. I think he has a question, and Decibel as well. I'm just waiting for them to type out what they want to ask, because I think finally there's just a lot that's going on, perhaps that many people are trying to wrap around their head. It's not an everyday thing when you see a project is trying to do multiple areas and working with different people, launching things like, although you would say that you are being careful and taking time, but I can see, every 2 weeks there's always constantly something new. How has that been, while waiting for them to type, a lot of people typing? How has that been going on for you to manage that? What are you worried about rapid growth somehow? Or you have strategy to handle that?
And here's what it is. The rapid growth we're not worried about, and there's a reason we're not worried. It's because the things that are out have already been tested and they're ready to run. And now what we don't want to do is have people where they're too far ahead in the roadmap and they're asking for things that aren't ready to be done. Had we put a timeline on Don't Look Back. We, like I said, we had some technical errors with the actual technology that will be coming in and helping with that. So in that retrospect, we had to flip and we had to have something else ready for the community. The buyback token's pretty straightforward, and it now will help us further down the line. I also see a question here in this says the concept of the project is amazing. Could you mention what are the major benefits do I gain as a holder of your token over non-holders of your project when using the platform in terms of transaction fees, your play to earn, and NFT marketplace? Okay, so the NFT marketplace is going to be further down the road. We actually have a independent third party. He's someone that we met months ago, and he's actually working out the kinks on that. And so we haven't really taken back over on the marketplace yet. The play to earn game will be very cool, and that'll be just something simple. That'll all be routed back through. Oh, older people price. So yeah, as far as the play to earn game, that will be paid in ACS. You will need ACS to play. It will be ran through that contract. So that'll be that. And the gains that for the holders, if you haven't seen our airdrop program yet, we're still getting ready to do the big buy, which will be something nice for the people that aren't there. If you're not a holder, obviously we get people that are coming in. We do promotions. Every time we drop something, we do a promotion for our holders. They're always, the community that's existing will always be the first people to be able to see these things and to get their hands on them first at an increased rate. So, like the people that contributed, I want to say Wednesday night, they got 35%. The people that did Thursday night, they got 25%, and the rest of everyone's going to end up with 15% from the pre-sale price. So that'll be, the benefit that you get from being a holder. Now, for the people that are saying they believe that the holders that we awarded these larger rewards to, that they may dump on the chart, we have proven over the last 2 months that we have the most diamond hand people that I've ever seen on the blockchain. So, if your worries are there after saying, they got this time to discount, but we're not worried. Our community is great. They love us. They've shown that they're going to be here through thick and thin, and we think that they deserve that. As of the people that are holding ACS and the black hole for DLB, we believe that you guys are here not only to make money but to see something grow and step away from the whole JEET market where people are dumping on brand new tokens to get their $50 or $100, or maybe they're half a bean out. And we believe we're doing the right thing and heading in the right direction. So that'll answer that. Will there be complete new website or updated version? Okay, Chris. So for the people that don't know, we are running on AirCentralStation.com. The new website, which is should be redirected to the construction site right now, is acscorp.tech, and that will be the new website. As we continue to add things here and there, we will go ahead and actually be dropping things until they're ready to swap over. The swap over will have a lot more things going on, live charts inside it, and things like that. That was so you can come in, you can check your progress of the token, you can look at the PooCoin chart, and then you can scroll through all of them. So we're working on getting those up, and the first site was a test site, hard copy, just to get us through. So we have a whole bunch of information coming out, so it'll be kind of crazy. Non-holders pay full price and services do not get reflections, do not get access to legal. Is that for us?
No, I think there's a confusion over there. So I think Luna was multitasking and got confused.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's cool. Well,
Okay.
then, virtual parties?
We got
Virtual
marketing
parties?
strategies. All right. The marketing strategy that we have right now to pull large influencers in and things like that. First of all, we don't believe that that YouTube, all the influencers on there. There are some very good ones, but they have to really believe in your project. Now, we have talked to some of the bigger guys. We have one that's been on board since day one, and he actually wants prime access to Don't Look Back, and that's when he'll be stepping in when we drop that beast of a rewards token. So he's been excited from us for day one. There's very few Twitter influencers that are really bringing heat to the markets right now, especially with all the, I don't know if you guys pay attention to the news. There's been a lot of backlash against the influencers. Our marketing technique is that we're going to go ahead and we're going to partner with people just like we have with OG Token. Now, as you guys see that we're sitting here, we're talking to you guys, and you know, it's about building trust with your partners first, and then, you know, granting them, as you know, we did. We granted our people access to this, you know, this place as a trusted partner, because just like everything else, like someone would have to believe in us, we would have to believe in them, and that they're in the space for the right reason. So partnering also pulls the people that are over here with the people that are here already. And then as we start dropping different utilities, you know, everybody, my favorite utility is DAO. I love to find a good DAO that's come out that's, for, you know, doing some good high APY. And that's my favorite thing. I actually search them out, and I have several investments in different ones. So the fact that we'll have pretty much every utility known to the space, and with our own twist on it, we believe that'll be a lot of marketing themselves as we continue to grow. You know, we're a simply new company, and as we continue to build, this will then create some attention towards us too, along with our partnerships. So we will be stepping off. We're actually looking for a really, really good Asian and Chinese marketing head. We haven't found any yet. We've actually run into a lot of problems with them not doing what they're going to say, and creating a bill for nothing. So we're still on the hunt for that. We're actually waiting for OG Token to come out with the escrow. So hopefully we can find someone over here that can hold a contract. But till now, we haven't been able to find that.
Oh, well,
Okay.
you put us quite some pressure on the escrow. The testing was taking longer than we expected, to be honest. Much longer than expected. So Kaito actually asked about the black hole. If you can tell more about the black hole.
All right. The black hole will be a very simple token. The black hole will be a 15% sales tax, and 8% of that will go back to you guys as far as the buyback. So we'll practically be pumping our own token with no taxes. So and then 2% of that will go back to ACS, because everything is powered by ACS. It took the technology and things like that to make the future utilities active, and that's something that we promised everybody. Now we have just figured out how to go cross chain. It was actually a conversation last night that one of our holders brought up. Would when we go cross chain, will that be something that will be able to flow money into ACS? And we have figured out how to do it. I, being the way I am technical, overthought the process, and we were able to bring it back. And some of our other users, I think Don had a good hand in it, where Don says, I don't think it has to be that complicated, and it really didn't have to be. After I sat down last night and figured it out and said, yeah, and I said, hey, how's it sound? And Don agreed. Yes, Don actually put out, he's reminding me something. We are actually partnered with another company, and if you go inside, you can see them. They're pinned as far as yesterday, and they're working right now on doing virtual reality AMAs and parties. So that'll be another technology that we're working with from this company to bring in full scope into ours. That way, so we can start doing the virtual AMAs and have insane decked out rooms for the Oculus, where people can start coming in and seeing those things. So as we progress, we'll then slowly move out of doing AMAs in rooms such as this. We'll then be doing them in virtual reality. So we figured that would be cool. Thank you for reminding me, Don. That was lovely. I'm just kind of scrolling through these concepts.
Yeah,
thank you for clarifying.
just want to step in and ask a question about the virtual reality AMA. Will that be something that is specific to that project where you can use, or it's a product that they will ultimately deploy?
It is. Right now, we're building. They're in the process of building our virtual reality room, and that will be a product that, as soon as that ours is full scope and functional, that will be stepping off into offering it to other people. Right now, they're trying to make sure they get all the bugs out. But you'll walk in, and I know that we have our NFT sharks that staking for that will also start soon. Along with our plane tickets for the people that don't know how they'll work, and they will be more of a beacon where higher APY pools, higher staking pools, whitelist for certain things. We were supposed to have them out at the beginning of the month, and we're in the process of writing up the contract and getting all that squared away. But as far as virtual reality rooms, it is a product that's being developed right now, and it will be offered as a plan for, I believe, 6 months and 1 year. I know they were able to take our contract, or as far as our PooCoin chart, and they were able to have that up in the wall. It's all interactive by touch. They were able to go ahead and have our NFTs in place as far as an art gallery, and they have a lot more things coming as far as being able to set 5,000 people in a room for a virtual AMA is beyond crazy to me. So, it's just some things that another partnership that we have that we're very, very proud of, just like OG Token. It's hard to find good companies that come in, do what they say they're going to do, and then knock it out of the park. So, that will be available to everybody as a package deal for owners and people that pass the vetting service. Obviously, no problem for you, Joey. We know we could probably get you in there and get you running very shortly, as soon as the testing's done.
Yay! You already know my intention.
Yeah, I as soon as you said something, I said I already have you in mind. We're waiting. I actually almost jumped the gun the other night and sent you some information, and they said, "Whoa!" I said, "Wait a minute, we gotta get it all figured out." And so I will have a sheet. I will have a sheet to you soon as far as the details on how to get started with that. So we are. Like I said, we got so much stuff going on and so many different partners bringing excellent services to the market. It's amazing. Thank God Don's in here. I think Don's at work right now, but thank God he's in here throwing out little hints and reminders as we go. So, it's always nice to get good help.
I think apart from the community, like, I'm already hyped. Now I'm even more hyped. Because obviously there's a lot coming. Huh? Sorry?
I don't think we've had that conversation before.
No, we have not. So that's why I was like, wait. This is something new. I haven't heard of that. Kaito was saying something. I'm sorry to cut you off. You can go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. I just want to say, man, the essential dev, Richard, Captain Millie, like we call him. He has been the best man I've ever worked with in the crypto world that I've been with. And something you guys don't know about him? He really takes care of every fucking person he has been working with. I'm sorry to sound so rude, but I just want you to know he has been blowing my mind ever since. He said something about the black hole, and I'm like, damn, I don't know this. Where did you get this idea from? And then he told me, yeah, we've been working in a lot of team, which I know. So I really want to say big thumbs up. I'm glad that we are legit in this. I want to let everyone in OG Token know we're here for a lifetime. We're really here for a lifetime, and we are always going to be by him. We're trying to avoid anything scams. And also, I don't know, Joey, if you can get us in touch with people who can maybe do all those Chinese stuff, Chinese promotions, because I see you have a Chinese group. I don't know if you can do that for us. I'll be happy because most scams come for that, and I've been trying to notice. I don't know
Yeah,
if someone.
honestly, I can definitely help you guys out, but the Chinese market for us as well is not that huge this time. My biggest contact for the Chinese market, he deleted his Telegram. I can't find him on my WeChat. I think I don't know, he changed his identity or
Yeah,
something. But
they say
if I can
they
find
always check.
someone, I will let you know for sure because maybe we can both grow our Chinese markets together. That will be much
Yeah,
more efficient.
yeah,
Yeah.
and maybe you
Okay.
can plan some kind of AMAs in Chinese.
Well, I can help you guys translate, but my Chinese is it's very different from mainland China. I'm from Malaysia, so the Chinese that we speak is different. So
So is
in
that
short, I
kind
suck.
of the simplified Chinese? That's kind of like the simplified Chinese, not the traditional Chinese or the Mandarin or all the.
Yeah, it's in Mandarin. I can do Mandarin. I can do Cantonese. So if you guys have someone that struggles with English that can speak Cantonese or Mandarin or Hakka, Chinese dialects, I can help out. Just let
Um,
me know. I'll be happy to help you guys translate it out.
I'll send
And
you a DM
yeah,
because I was in touch with someone who was asking me to translate some kind of white paper into Chinese. If you, I don't know, I'll talk to you privately about that.
sure. Happy to. No problem. Just shoot me a message on that. If I don't reply today, because after this AMA, we're actually launching our elite club, sending things out to all of the club members. So if I don't reply in the next few hours, I'm probably busy, but I'll get to it. Sorry for hijacking your time, everyone.
Oh no,
Talk about
you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, but like Kato was saying, we did have some issues. I think we're a little over probably like $4,500 in the Chinese market. And it started out as, you don't want to get a bad name for yourself as far as not paying people for services that aren't exactly what you asked for. I had trouble the other night, and it was one of the first times I had ever done anything like this. The guy came over, he says, oh, he wants to handle the Chinese community. And I said, well, I don't have the staff that knows Chinese. I don't know enough. I've been working on learning my Weibo trending and the Chinese KYC and things like this for that nature. And the Weibo trending and all this stuff I've been trying to learn, because the more knowledge you have, the less chance that someone can take you for a fool. And the guy says, don't worry about it. I won't ask for any money. He says, he's a holder, which he was at the time. He's not anymore. And they said they were going to go ahead and help us get out. So he made a Chinese room, and then turned around and asked me for about $500. And I said, well, you just told me not to worry about it. And he says, well, I'm going to start giving away to the community. 7 people in a room that he made that I had to come in there and then fix the posters, that I had to use Google Translate for Chinese and fix all the stuff that was in there, and I spent about an hour. And he says, well, if you don't give me the money, I'm deleting the room. And I said, you know what? I had already copied everything that I put in there, because it all came from the translator, and I like to put that in its own Telegram. So I said, you delete the room, and when I'm ready, but it was unreal, because he says, don't worry about paying me. I just want to help. And then immediately 15 minutes later, he's asking for, $500. So we've been having a lot of issues like that. We had a guy that put up Reddit trending, and he copied our welcome message twice and made a Reddit post and wanted a few $100s for that, with, these people's names in it, welcome, username to. And it's just been crazy, the quality of work that we've seen for the amount of money that these people want. It's unreal. And I don't believe that's very fair. Joey knows that for months I spent vetting workers. I actually have several hundred people that I vetted over the last 6 months or so out of my own pocket. And
Ouais, let's do it. T'as failli me tuer! Je le sais!
I think he accidentally unmuted. Sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I thought maybe you had a question. But yeah, we spent several months and a bunch of money vetting workers and things like that for the network of devs that we have. And, I got to the point where the escrow service was going to be ready here soon. And I've kind of stepped away from that because it's taken a lot more money than I thought it would be over the last few months. Some of these services are not cheap. Dex trending and things like that aren't cheap. And I'm also learning, I'm learning that service too. And we're actually running, I ran a training class last week for the mods and for, people that wanted to get into Rose training. So we're also doing that too, guys. If you guys are devs or developers, or if you're just moderators that aren't making a lot of money, we are running training programs for you guys at no charge. We'd like you guys to be holders. Understand if you can't, and we want to go ahead and do something good for the community to kind of set everything back on track. I know things have been crazy for everyone here. Our hiring's been hard due to the fact that projects aren't doing so good. So we're doing our best to really push back and put quality people back in these rooms. Doing moderating, doing special skill sets that they're not good at. So like I said, we're offering that free of charge. It's about once a week, or when I have time, I usually post about a day before. And if you make it to that room, which I'll post later on, the first night of training, which I think was almost 3 hours or something like that, it's up, it's got screenshots and posts and things like that. So you guys can listen to the voice recording, see how the formats lay and things like that. So that's just something extra we're doing for, just a healthy space. We're not asking for nothing for it.
That's very kind of you to offer your own time to train people for no cost and no return, simply just because you want to better improve the market. I think, a lot of project owners these days, or projects in general, not just the owners, a lot of people are thinking more about profits, short-term profits, or unfortunately not very far-sighted. But I think with everything that you're showing, the amount of things that you guys are building, how you connect them one to another, building different partnerships in different areas to do different things, spending your time ultimately to enrich the space. This is not easy. It's first of all, your time is definitely money as well, because you have so many things that you need to focus on and build and make sure that they go. So guys, if you guys are interested, check out what Richard is doing for the trainings as well. It might help you. Or if not, at least maybe you guys can also contribute in some sense. Like he said, if you can't be a holder, he understands. But maybe you can contribute knowledge, you can contribute help, you can contribute connections, ideas. Things like that are also very valuable. It's not just always about the money. It's also all the things that we can help that is intangible, I would say. So
yeah, and me and Don, when we started this, we made sure that our primary focus was not money, because as all good projects, when you're doing the right thing constantly and you're making sure you're putting the community first, and which we believe we have every step of the way, the money will follow. But it's all about in this part of and time of the BSC, really putting out a name that people can trust, and we believe that is far outweighed by the amount of money spent. And we've built that. We had our contract on a swap was supposed to be a simple V2 swap. We went ahead and we airdropped everyone the tokens the night before. We went to pool and swap over, and most of the LP got stuck. But not only that, as soon as we put the LP in the new contract, it shot everywhere, which wasn't exactly how it ran on testnet. So we were at one point saying, what happened? Me and Don are up at 4 o'clock in the morning saying, what just happened? And we actually had to break it down, and we found that there was a flaw in the contract, and the holders held on. 4 days trading was down while the new contract was being produced, tested, and ready to set. I did try to work on the old one for about a day and a half, and as I was fixing things, other things were breaking, and then there was certain things that I couldn't change at all. So we decided, just go ahead and do the new contract. And once we got everything up, me and Don says, if we bomb out, we're just going to keep building, and we're going to replace some of the LP that got stuck out of our own pockets, about 15 beans. And then we turned around and said, well, if they sell out, they sell out, and we'll just keep building and keep, making one thing after another and keep building the brand. And our holders were excellent. I think we've had 2 big whales exit in the last month, and nobody else has really moved on their pile. They all understand it was going to be a year. We were going to continue building and making things possible. So, and as far as what Joey said on the training side, we're welcome to host you guys if you guys have a special job that you guys perform, or maybe you guys can perform it faster or cheaper than someone else. I know I just found out about proxies on upvoting and things like that maybe about a month ago, and I'm still learning because I got someone that does it for X amount of dollars, which is 4 times cheaper than I could find it somewhere else. And when I started asking questions on it, they explained to me how they got their price down. So any knowledge you guys want to share, please hit me or Don up and let us know what your service is. And as long as you can do it proficiently, we'll host you guys in the training room, and hopefully we'll try to do something good for you guys on the back side of that. If your time is valuable, that you see it like that, as long as you guys are very good at what you do, we'll make something happen for you guys.
Thanks for the kind offer. Well, that would take much more of your time. I think, yeah, guys, just be kind on that. Don't use too much of Richard's time on developing other stuff, because everything that's coming up will benefit everyone else. So, while we appreciate it, but I just hope that this might not open a big can of worm for you, like everybody asking, "Hey, Richard, I want this, I want that."
Well, we slide training in like we are, and thank you for your comment, Adam. We are trying to be as open as possible. There has been issues along the way. The community has known about it nonstop. The community has been great to us, and we will continue to be great to the community. And like I said, when we started this, it was to fix the space. The BSC is under war right now, and it's hard to even put your money somewhere and be able to go to sleep. I don't openly really trade anymore. I have a few big trades that have come out through bigger companies and things like that, but I don't openly do Degen plays anymore. It's just too big of a space, and there's too much going wrong at the time for me to really be able to even trade. So I don't feel comfortable trading. I know we got OG Prime. I think he's been a day one holder since we've kicked off, which is what we're trying to build, long-term holders that will be here, when we really kick off. And, we have things that are coming that will blow the space apart, and we're really excited about those, and they're still in testing right now. So we're trying to put out a good product while helping fix the space. I mean, there's not much more to do right now other than that. So that's what we're here to do. The money will come later on, and we'll be excited about that, for you guys. And we're just going to continue to push.
Sounds good. Well, just want to highlight here that, the amount of effort, the thoughts, the insight, and obviously the dedication that you guys have shown definitely have proved that this is going to be much longer, and until the day that even as you pass on, perhaps it will still be running by somebody else or something else. We don't know, but I have very good faith. I'm sure, looking at the community, they seem to be really excited. When we started, ACS is going to go kaboom. And we know that it will. It has been top of the hour, but, our time is yours. There's really no restriction. I don't know if we have covered every area. I feel like we have covered most of the important parts that's happening next 1 week at least, and as well as the next step for what you're implementing, the few phases. Is there anything else perhaps that we have missed out that maybe you have not asked or shared that you want to talk about?
Not as of right now. We are being pretty quiet about some of the other
So
things
can
going
you
on.
kindly just put some few words in about the black hole? Okay, just do that. Okay, please.
All right. The black hole, like I said, it will be a 15% tax, 3% to LP. We learned something when we did ACS was that a low liquidity makes for an unstable chart, which we already knew, but we were finding the sweet spot. So this one, we said that it would be 25%, but with the buyback going in, which we didn't figure, we didn't really figure into the mathematics. The buyback will be bought and burned at large portions, and that liquidity will have no seller. So I think what we're shooting for is anywhere between 15 to 25% LP to stable the chart, depending on how well the sell does, and going from there. So that'll be 8% back to the chart with no seller, and that will be burned, 2% to ACS, 3% to LP, and then there will be a developed 2% that we'll be using to continue building. Now, up until now, everything that we have done has been out of either mine, Don's, or we have two other angel investors that have been helping out, and they've been great, and as far as getting things done and finding the money that we need to keep on running, because it is taxing after running almost 6 months, and not really using community money. Everything has been out of our own pocket. So, we will start using those wallets and making things happen. So that's this is going to be really the first time that we've had I believe, a dev tax. And that'll be something that'll be used straight for development of future projects. So, other than that, there's not too much more we can say about the black hole. It is looped into the ACS ecosystem, and it will further grow the ecosystem for the black hole.
That makes sense. I do think Texas essentially is important, especially to support upcoming developments for each phase that you have, each terminal. So I think that part, to even sacrifice a big amount, 8% of buyback, that's huge. And 3% goes to LP, so technically 11% of it goes back to LP in that sense, since you're buying back.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was the big thing that we didn't think about the other day when we were looking at sustaining high LP that way. So the chart, if someone exits or something like that, the LP really wouldn't be affected. But after thinking about it, we'd be constantly pumping 11% into it. We stepped back the other day and said, we have to be careful on the starting LP that way so the chart doesn't end up stagnant. But we want to make sure as we continue to buy in that we pump the market cap to new highs for you guys, and it will be random. Me and Don's biggest thing is we had the two whales that sold the other day, and we burned about half of what they sold. And the big thing is that we're big believers on if you exit, there's got to be a tax to come back in, and that's the whole point of the buyback at the 8%. Hopefully, when people exit and they do exit on bigger sides of it, because there's going to be no max TX or no max wallet, we will make them pay for it. You won't be able to exactly swing trade the black hole. And with that being said, for our first week, we are going to do a buy every day with the wallet, no matter how big, how small. And then after that, it will be done weekly or twice a week or 3 times a week, depending on where the wallet is and where the sells are. So we're going to mix it up. We're going to keep it interesting. It's definitely not going to be something that people can just guess when it's going to happen. We're just going to do it at random intervals. So we're excited. It's going to be a little game for me and Don to see when people sell bigger bags, and we'll fire it off.
It's like a literal seller's wrecked moment. Literally. You sell, I'll buy.
Yeah, that's fine. There's gonna be plenty sitting back that way. So if they feel like they want to try to create some damage on the chart, we'll be able to show them different. So
It's cool. So I think there's already some members who's already asking for the contract, so I'll divert them back to your group. I can see it over here. Okay. Well, I'm really excited for the pre-sale to happen. Obviously, I think I'll remind everybody again when it happens. So in case if I don't and you see that I do not, just ping either me or Jawad. We're probably in a meeting and I'm really bad at, different time zones and I don't always remember my own because of that.
yeah,
So I might miss some time and that's why I missed some pre-sales. I think OG Prime, he knows how many times I've been in that situation. Okay,
yeah. I know OG asked where will the pre-sale be. The pre-sale will be on the Token Launchpad. One more time for the people that didn't get it. The private sale is open until 12 a.m. Eastern Time, and you can find that in our announcements page or by /private, and that will show you that if you guys want to see that. The contract is live. I'm actually shooting over the required bits so we can start our pre-sale on Doken tomorrow. So I will, as soon as that's taken care of and they have their money and everything's set up and ready to go, I will post the contract live in our chat.
Sounds good. I will keep in touch with the information so that I can keep the community updated as well. Okay.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Joey. I know you're sick. We appreciate you helping out. And, I think what we'll do is there's been some people in here that have been in here since the beginning.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys for stopping in. Give me a second here to get some names out. Some people that dedicated. Luna Air. I know Tron's been in and out of the room. So what we want to do is after we launch tomorrow, if let's see,
I can screenshot it for you.
Yeah, if you could do that and screenshot it to me, we'll do after we launch. We'll go ahead and we'll do a little giveaway. We want to give out the new tokens for you guys. And a little thank you for you guys stopping in. I know it's always nice to come in and visit an AMA and walk away with a little something. It won't be monstrous, obviously, but we want to make sure that we make as many new token holders as possible. So I will get your guys' names, and as soon as we launch, I'll go ahead. If you guys can message me or leave your tag in the ACS Central and tag my name, it should come up acsdev.com or acsdev, and I'll get back to you guys tomorrow after we launch.
Wow, this is very generous. I wasn't expecting this at all. Didn't want to attract the wrong crowd, so that was very smart. Thanks for doing that. I have screenshot their names up, so I'll drop it for you in case if there's someone that you notice has always been around. I know a few who were there since beginning. Really glad that you would spend some time with us today, seeing that you are launching the pre-sale is happening in about 24 hours from now. 12, 24. Not good with time zones.
About 24. The guys are a little bit in the future that handle this, so I gotta make sure it's an early morning launch.
Oh, okay. So in about 24 hours. So thank you for joining us, for giving your time to us. I also want to assure you that anytime if you want to have an update with the community or if you have information to share, just drop us a note. We'll share it out for you. We'll get it busy because obviously, like we've mentioned before, since we're partners, our community is also yours. So feel free to step in.
Thank you, Joey.
Thank you so much for everything. Yeah. I'll send the recording to you. Today. Yeah, I'm sorry for not being as talkative as usual. Normally I would, but I'm a bit like low in mood because of the whole booster. Well, the one the jab for real. Yeah, so um, I guess for now we will say see you later. It's never a goodbye since I know that you're coming back in future. Um,
Yep.
I would like the community to just have a quick thank you, especially for the surprise giveaway, because even I wasn't aware of that. It's been really, really kind that Richard is doing that. Let's give a round of applause to Richard and his team. All the best. I know you guys are gonna fill up the hard cap in no time, and obviously I'll be there. I'll keep an eye out. I'll make sure that I don't miss the time to buy in, like usual.
Yeah.
So we'll see you at
All right,
launch.
All
No,
right,
I
thank you,
will.
Joey. You guys have been great. If you guys need anything, just reach out. We appreciate your time.
For sure. We'll keep in touch as usual. Thank you.
All right. All right, thanks, Joe.
Appreciate your time. Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye, guys.